Hello again, guys. Another beautiful day. Day three, pulling out strong. Um, so I went over a few verses again today, a few chapters, and it was mainly chapter 13 through chapter 18 of Matthew. I'm just going five at a time, slowly building up that enjoyment of it, I should say. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the Bible, obviously, but the thing about it is that sometimes, just to be honest, I find more enjoyment in things of the world. So I want to make it not, I want to make it more of a discipline than a motivation, if that makes sense. Because, for instance, right, you're motivated to go to the gym every day, but the moment your motivation runs out, now what do you have to run off of? The only thing you have left is discipline. So I want to get that discipline in order to do what I have to do, right? Even if I don't want to. So five at a time, and then keep it going from there, right? And these were some great chapters. I've already heard from um, most of these chapters, at least in passing. It was more of a refresher and a good refresher at that. And it pretty much went over the death of John, Jesus making bread, a lot of bread out of five loaves the first time, and the three fish, or the two fish. I'm pretty sure it was three. And Jesus having the seven loaves of bread at the end part, and also Peter walking on water with Jesus. All this happened, and Jesus telling everybody, or not everybody, but his disciples, "Hey, I'm about to die," pretty much, right? And all of these really are great examples of why Jesus is amazing. He's literally Christ. There's no way that he's not Christ. The historical backgrounds, the historical accuracy of the Bible, at least the New Testament. And then you also have just in general the eyewitness testimonies, the other stories, and what's it called? That's also parallel to the Bible. Not exactly the Bible is not the Bible, but the stories that the people of the experiences that were there, overall, all of his accomplishments, and also his accomplishments being reflected in other religions, Islam, Buddhism, Judaism, etc., and whatnot. And I think overall, he's obviously Jesus. I mean, he's obviously Christ. There's no denying it. Um, so to keep it going from there, what really stood out to me this time was mostly mostly it was 18, or not even that. It was when Peter told Jesus, "Yeah, we're not gonna let you die, right?" And Jesus was like, "Get away from me, Satan!" Right? Pretty much is just why are we impeding what's already gonna happen? Like, how are you gonna tell Christ, what's going to happen or what you're going to do to stop this and that? Let's be honest. We ain't doing nothing, especially in the light of him up there, right? So, I mean, just gotta keep pushing, right? But keeping it going, I think the main thing that really got to me was the story of, not the parable of the lost sheep, but if your brother said, no, 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 sorry, scrolling. The parable of the unforgiving servant in Matthew 18, right? And I'm not going to read the verse specifically. I think y'all should go and read that yourselves to get more understanding. But from my perspective, what I got from the understanding of it was it's all about forgiveness. Literally, I mean, it's all about forgiveness. Pretty much, this master has a bunch of servants, and the servant owes him, not owns, but owes him money and owes him an exorbitant amount of money, right? And pretty much he hasn't paid it back yet, the servant. And the master takes pity on him and is like, you know what? Your debt's cleared, all right? And the servant goes to another servant that has a debt to him. And he's like, yeah, pay me, right? Pay me back what you owe me, right? And the servant's like, please, give me time and I'll pay you back. And the servant that would talk to the master first was like, nah, I'm going to put you in jail until you give me my money. And the master was like, yeah, why did you do that? I gave you pity, so why couldn't you give him pity? And I think overall, it's about forgiveness, and that if you've been forgiven by the Lord, just straight up, you've been forgiven for all your sins because Jesus died on the cross for them. And I know it's hard because I struggle with it. Everybody did, not just me, him, her, him, right? And I just think that everybody should work on this forgiving aspect. Especially me. I struggle so hard with forgiving, even though I've been forgiven so many times, back to back to back. And that's just pretty much what I took from it. All right. I think if we can get as many people to be more forgiving in an aspect, we can make life here on earth so much better. But it's kind of hard when Satan's impeding. And it's kind of hard when Satan's also putting these evil things into people's hearts, right? So that's it for today. I hope you liked it. Please comment if I got something wrong or if you had different interpretation. I'm open to feedback. Anyway, till next time. Peace.